right, cool. So quick video today. I always say quick, but then I end up rambling on. So I built an Attack on Titan final season deck, and I'm gonna be using the Mikasa as well as the Declaration of War. Aaron. No one buys this set, no one plays this set because the playset is so cheap. You could literally get a playset of final season for like $40 or something like that. And still no one really wants them, which is actually pretty hilarious. I would say, like, for someone that's just trying to get into the game, I think final season's a perfect set to get into. Just because if you're looking for something that's somewhat playable, it is not complete dog shit and old, as well as, I mean, the only downside of it, I would probably say, is the cards are really fucking ugly. I think that's also one of the main reasons why no one plays this set, just because it's just so ugly and no one wants them. You'll probably see once we start opening cards. So what we're opening is a supply set. I've actually never opened a supply set before. I've had the Mob Psycho supply set open for me just for the deck case, which came with the Mob Psycho deck box, which is this, which I kind of really like. I think this deck box is actually a little bit bigger or taller. Oh no, it's the same size. It just looks higher because I guess it's boosted up inside a box. But yeah, I figured I needed a deck box anyways, rather than using another one of the Ultra Pro, since I'm not gonna have a high rarity version of this deck. The deck boxes are pretty nice. Let me just open them just to show you why I like them. So aside from the fact that it's like a design of the anime, right? So you have Mikasa, Eren, Armin, and then like the Titan on the back. And I believe this part is translucent, so you can actually see your cards through it, which is actually pretty cool. And the quality is pretty solid, and it comes with this like little Velcro strip thing, which is what keeps it closed. Would I put like a high rarity deck in this? Probably not, but if you're just looking to make a deck just to throw into it, it works. Like, so this is a full deck actually, which is the 50 card deck. And then this is actually triple sleeve, so into the penny sleeve, the perfect fit sleeve, into a regular character sleeve, which I use the Shioko sleeves, and then into like an over sleeve, not the thick one, so it comes into it like this. Yeah, so you'll see your cards through it, and then it's a little bit loose in there, honestly, if you're looking to something like very tight where your cards aren't jiggling around, which I showed the other deck boxes. I mean, once you slot another card into it, or like just to pack it in for your side decks, or just like cards you might consider using, it should be a little bit less loose. But as for like, it still has a lot of room to jiggle around, which is why I still do recommend the other deck boxes that I've shown in the past. And it does come with another pack of character sleeves, which I kind of wanted to use. It is pretty cool. It has like Eren on there, but I don't know. I had the Weiss Schwarz sleeves anyways. I was going to use that. Maybe if I decide to change my mind, I might swap it out. The cool thing about this is actually, oh, that's what it's held up by. If you actually look on the bottom there, when you take this out and you cut this part out, I guess with like a scissor, then you actually have a deck separator, like a theme deck separator that can separate your actual deck compared to your, I guess, like your side deck cards. So it does come with one promo pack, which comes with 4 cards out of 20 types, and I believe one of them is a foil, meaning the rest of them are not foils. Again, the cards are so cheap on TCG Player. Even if you wanted to foil out some of these cards you plan to use, you could probably end up just getting them for like, I don't know, like 40 cents each. This Mikasa, I don't think I ended up choosing to play. It just chooses one of your corpse character and moves it to the backstage, which really wasn't that useful. Rainer giving advice, I did run him in my deck actually. So when he attacks, he gives one of your other characters, either a Titan or a corpse character, 1000 attack power until end of the turn. And at the beginning of the opponent's attack phase, you can move this card into an open position. So he's a runner pretty much. I mean, level 0 to me, honestly, I don't really feel like that matters, but I ran him anyways. Historia, I don't know if I plan to run her yet, just because, so when she gets when there's 2 or more corpse characters, she gets another 2,000 attack power, so she's 6k. And then when she attacks a level 2 character, she gets another 6k. So in total, she could be like, what was it, like 12k? I'm still determining if I want to run her. Bernhold, I'm not going to run him anyways. Was it a level 3? Yeah, he's garbage. I will not ever run him. So that's a promo pack. And then it comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 booster packs. I don't really expect to get anything out of this. I have seen people get... Yeah, I could never use the pull tabs. I don't know how people open packs with pull tabs. I've actually seen people get, I was going to say legendaries, SPs out of these supply sets. Am I ever that lucky of a person? Probably not. So in our first, Zeke, Whistleblower, won't use him. I'll point out like cards that I feel like were kind of usable. Aaron, I do plan to run him in my deck. So what this Aaron does is that when he attacks a character that's level 3 or higher, he gets 6k attack power. He's a level 2/1. And then when the opponent is level 2 or higher and they get reversed, he also allows you to put the top card of your deck into your stock. So I'm running 1 copy of him right now. I might up him to 2. I'm not really sure. Okay. And then for our rare card, we got Ange. All right. So that's our first pack. Again, I'm not really expecting anything out of this. The main thing I really wanted to get out of this was the deck box. I wanted to use that. And then since Attack on Titan is such an unpopular set, these supply sets, you could actually see them going for like, I think like $12 or less. I've seen the bottom of this going for $12. I actually haven't seen it going lower than that. But yeah, just something to consider, right? If you're looking for a deck box and you're just wanting like a sampling of the cards and you're not planning to buy like a case, do you expect to really gaining like crazy out of it? Probably not. Historia expecting. So this was one of the cards I see like some people run as well too. So what Historia expecting does is when your other characters attack, she gets X attack power until the end of turn. X is equal to the number of other Eldian characters or corpse character that you have. So technically you could multiply that times like, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4 other characters aside from her. So 4 times 5, 2k per other character attacking. So in total you get like an additional like 4k, so 2 other characters attacking. So that'll bring her to 10k attack power. And she has an encore as well too, where you pretty much discard a character from your hand into the waiting room. I mean, I could see it somewhat being useful. Okay. So in this pack, we actually got a useful double rare. So we actually got the Brainstormer Armin, which he has 2 types of Brainstorms. So this was actually a pretty good pack, actually. Getting the Armin Brainstorm is actually pretty useful. I mean, for me, not really, since I already have the playset. But yeah, I mean, I'd be pretty happy to get a double rare out of a box like this. If it was like any other set where maybe the supply set was, well, if there was actually any demand for the set itself, getting a Brainstormer double rare, which is pretty much one of the more expensive cards of the set, if you play Weiss Schwarz enough, is actually not bad. See what else we get. Heck. Beast Titan. Heck. Armin exiting the Titan. Historica. Political meeting. So I do plan to run this card as well too. I don't know if it comes out on the screen good enough. So what this card does is when you place it from in hand, you could look at the top of your deck. You can either so you scry the top of your deck and you decide whether to put it on the top of your deck or into the waiting room. So technically you could decide what you want to trigger, or if you're planning to brainstorm, then you know what might be coming up at least one of the cards. And the other effect is that if you could put the 1 card from your hand into the waiting room, when it's placed on stage, you pay the cost. If you do, you reveal the top card of your deck, and then you choose 1 level X or lower character in your waiting room, return to your hand. And it's just X is the level of the reveal card. So pretty much like you're gonna have like the ability to get like you're gonna have cards in your hand, right? But with if you play Historia, it actually lets you filter through it. Because then you'll be able to discard one card from your hand that you don't want into the waiting room, or if you need it in the waiting room for whatever reason. That way, you could actually choose a card that you actually want from your waiting room and putting it back into your hand. So it's one of those like card filter things. And again, level 0, even though she only has 500 attack, for level 0, I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't really, most of the time, for the most part, it doesn't really matter whether or not you win the battle. Beast Titan, Crestmark. You can't play it without Mikasa. Look at the top X cards of your deck. Choose one card from among them, put it into your hand, put the rest into the waiting room. Equal to the number of Eldian or Corpse characters you have plus 1. I mean, it requires you to have Mikasa on the field, though. That's kind of very specific. The events I actually looked at, they're really funny. I wasn't sure I'd ever play it. So what it is it's a 2-cost at level 3 event where you reveal the top 9 cards of your deck. Shuffle your deck and then deal X damage equal to the number of choice trigger icons that you do. Reveal. Gabby, Involuntary Witness. All right, so we're pretty much done. This is the last pack and then I'm done rambling. So this is pretty much what you would expect out of opening a supply set. Of course, yeah, you have a chance of getting like SPs or not, but that's probably a very, very, very low chance. Or like a Titan rare in this set. But again, like I said, right, getting like sleeves, a deck box, and a couple of packs to open to get you started. In this case, I got a double rare Brainstormer, which is pretty much a very, very, very useful card. I don't see why you wouldn't want to pull it. Like, for $12, I don't know what you could really ask for. Connie is actually a pretty good card. So he's a level 1 card, and he gets 3k attack power during your turn if you have any other Eldian or Corpse character, which is pretty much your whole deck. So he's pretty much a 7,500 attack power at level 1 card. And he prevents the opponent from encoring. Card Titan, Murderous Rage. Mikasa Morning is one of those cards where I kind of wanted to run. So what she does is she's kind of like the Archer and Rin in the Fate, where you get to rest one of your standing characters, so you can pretty much choose your back row. So when you play her, so what it does is that your opponent chooses one climax in your waiting room, and then you leave that in your waiting room, and you can shuffle everything else back into your deck. So you're pretty much able to refresh your deck without taking that refresh damage. It's just that my level 3 is kind of packed. I don't think I really have space to run her. And that's pretty much a supply set. Not too eventful, but again, what I would say is like if you're looking for pretty much just like sleeves, a themed deck box, as well as just cards to start off with, being able to open some packs, as well as potentially maybe getting SP, I don't think is a really bad deal at all. But that's pretty much it. Might talk about my deck once I end up building it a little bit more. At the moment, I don't think there's really much flexibility in the actual deck itself, but I'll see. Okay, I'll catch you guys next time, all right?